Mrs. Soulacroup, you're representing the European Investment Bank here at the investment conference, and we understand that last year European Investment Bank pledged to invest into Ukraine around 800 million euro. Can you tell us whether you made it?
Of course we made it. It was really a big achievement. And as I said last year, we were on the brink of making it, so it happened. But the big novelty from last year is that we were able to sign this deal with a private corporation. First one since the last 3 years, in fact, with Nibelon, which is a big grain and cereal trader and a producer. So we are very happy about this first operation.
Can you tell us what were the main investment areas, and if you could elaborate a bit more on Nibelon deal, what did they use this money for?
The bulk of these 800 millions were given provided to the government for public infrastructure and public equipment. So it's our usual activity in Ukraine. This is where we are the most active, in fact. As for Nibelon, in fact, we provided funding for their expansion, building, financing silos, the construction also of their shipyard to develop their water transportation. And this is something that we really like because the water transportation is basically alleviating road traffic. So it's added safety, it's good for the environment, of course, because the CO2 impact is much less with barges and boats. And we think that Nibelon is definitely a champion in this in Ukraine. So we are very happy and very honored to be able to work with them.
When you're saying that the bulk of the financing went to the public sector, what exactly public sector areas were financed?
Well, we finance any big sector. So of course the usual suspects are energy, road, and public transport. But last year, I would prefer to highlight at least one operation, which is the financing of the municipalities. So we. Instead of going directly to the central government, now we have an agreement with the central government to develop financing at the local level, which is interesting. In fact, it's a very, very interesting initiative.
Do you already have some sort of feedback from these projects which you were financing last year? How is this working, and whether your assessment of the effective use of the cost is?
It's very early stage. When we sign a loan, it needs at least a year or two to develop and to get the investment flowing and the investment being built. In fact, as for this municipal finance facility, we have seen a lot of interest. Really a lot of interest. All the municipalities really they have needs, and we are very happy to see that it created a lot of interest at the local level for this facility.
If we take a look at the Ukrainian investment climate from the standpoint, not an institutional investor as yourself, but from the standpoint of a private investor, what would you say are the main challenges for the private investor?
I think, and this is no secret, the administrative challenge is really there. The fact that to get a permit it takes forever, to be able to get access to the money, it takes a couple of days, but a couple of days for a corporate means money. It is a big challenge, and specifically last year, where there was a lot of fluctuation between the hryvnia and the euro or dollars, then it is a risk. So this is something that needs to be improved. And of course, there is always a big challenge for the corporates also to deal with the municipalities where they are implanted. So that's why we are quite happy to work with Nibelon, because they have a good corporate social responsibility program in place to deal with the local population and to deal with the small farmers. And at the same time, they are big enough to be credible and heard at the government level, be it local government or central government. But this is quite exceptional. What I understand is for smaller businesses, it's really a struggle. It's an everyday struggle because of the administration. So this needs to be improved, in fact, and we're working on it.
Again, from the standpoint of investors in general, how do you see the investment climate in Ukraine right now?
From my experience and the discussion I had with all the stakeholders in the country, things are improving. It's a reality. I can see it with the different interest from European companies that are interested to invest in Ukraine, or even the banks, the local banks, and the different sponsors. I can see that the atmosphere is improving. Slowly but surely, so which is already a very good sign. In fact, it's a big relief, and I understand that on the banking standpoint, commercial banks now are able to provide better and better products, financing products to corporates, which is excellent. In fact, it's a very good positive trend.
Thank you very much for
Thank you very
finding the
much.
time to talk to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.